Hey everybody, Steven here playing Subnautica Below Zero, and today we're looking at the Relics of the Past update. This just launched today, so I was wondering if they were going to do this. I'd been saying maybe towards the end of this month, but as it got closer, it kind of seemed like it wasn't going to happen, so they just dropped this a couple hours ago. So I'm going to update a couple things, and then we will get going with this, and we're going to check out as much as we can. Some of these are going to be story spoilers, so I do want to warn everybody. If you're not wanting to see some of this stuff, you're probably going to want to skip this video. I'm also going to get set up so I can see your guys' comments here in a minute. Just give me 1 second. Okay, so we are about to get started here. Sorry, I just had to do some stuff with updating everything on the back end before we get going. Okay. Alright, so as mentioned, this is going to have story spoilers. So if you don't want to see that, you're going to want to skip this. So this is the EA 12 release. This showed up as 1.0. 1.1 is the full release, so although it kind of seems like, hey, this is the official release of the game in terms of content, that's not the case. I did check, you cannot start the end game, so you still can't see what the ending is with this, so we're not going to look at that. I'm assuming they're saving that until that 1.1 release. And then shout out to everybody in the comment section. I am seeing everybody say hi, so I just wanted to say that. But big thing with this is the voice work is in game, so we are going to listen to some of that. We're not going to listen to all of it, but let's go ahead and get this started. There might be a couple things that are, because I'm in the experimental build, that are updates to that. But for the most part, everything's going to be there. And this is going to be big for everybody that's not in the experimental build, especially those that are on the Epic Game Store build, since they don't have the experimental build. But here we go. Listen to the music as well. I just covered this today on a separate video, but some updated music from Ben.
This is the farthest I can take you on company space bucks, Robin. You sure you want this? The research isn't everything.
It is to me and Sam. I need to know what happened.
The meteor storm.
I can use it for cover from Altera's eyes.
Gonna miss you, Robin.
I'll find my way back.
I really like the music right here. And then an update to the map, so you actually get to see the Below Zero sector here. Yeah, with the new music and how it's timed, it sounds so much better. Yeah, so current stable build is 37024. I'm in experimental 37397. A lot of this stuff has been bug fixes, things like that. But man, the timing of the music is really good right there.
Welcome to 4546B. Enjoy your stay.
Alright, so we'll run down here.
4546B. Landing was a bit rough, but I don't think Altera spotted me. I hid from their satellite. The drop pod deployed with gusto. I just have to find it and get settled. Then I'll be able to get to work.
Alright, so the voice work obviously there, where you're hearing Robin talk, and then the entry area, right? This area's changed a little bit. One, I guess they were having some people wanting to come back up here, and they couldn't because of the drop-off. So they actually have these ramps here on either side. You're seeing the new kind of ice sculpture right there. Better timed animations from Robin. I'll look at her suit here in a second. This has all been updated. You can see the big iceberg over there. That's been updated. So lots of little tweaks over here. That's that other area. I'll go in the water. And I've mentioned this in all the videos I've been shooting lately. Just all the polish in this area where they've updated everything, where you're seeing more of the twisty bridges. And it's not just huge gaps between these areas. They're blending together much better. More caves, things like that. Executive, I didn't notice Executive Dex Chan.
Oxygen.
Hold on. Oh, I do not have console commands on. We're going to turn those on here in a second. There's one of the, I mean, we just saw it in the entry there, but you get a better view of it. Ooh, come on, stay up. Weather effects seem improved also. The timing of that's been updated. But yeah, looking through this area, just a lot of changes over here. And I'm assuming there's still potentially a bug that I ran into in the video earlier over there, where it just spawns an insane amount of boomerang fish schools, where I don't want this to crash. Alright, so let's start by going to the sanctuary. Let's get Alan in our head.
Passing warning. Passing 200 meters. Oxygen efficiency greatly decreased.
Yeah, we'll look at some of the new icons and things like that. Do I?
Hello? Is someone there?
In a manner of speaking, we're running out of time.
All right, so Alan's back. The voice work for that. The facility is temporary. They did mention that they're going to be changing that. But yeah, good to have Alan's voice work back. Margaret is the same
What
actress.
is all this?
Same with Alan.
Emergency storage medium.
I can help you better if you show yourself.
If we could show ourselves, we would not need storage.
You mean you don't have a physical presence? Are you one of them? An architect?
Storage medium identified. We will be lost unless we find a new host. Can you help?
Can you use my PDA for storage?
You are not with the group from before. Your cybernetic components bear their signal.
Altera? No, my equipment is, borrowed.
It will have to do.
How long have you been stored here?
Longer than hoped. Warning. Sanctuary power critical. Our data can be downloaded from the terminal. We may speak more once the transfer is complete.
Yes, okay. Hurrying.
Yeah, so which one do I think? Do I think this will be received as well as the original? I mean, as long as you're coming at it with an open mind and understanding that this is a linear story versus open world, I think so. I mean, this game, just because they've had more time to work on the engine and it's updated and things like that, I mean, this is a very polished game. Visually, it looks amazing, in my opinion. But I think you're going to have people that don't like the linear story, and I think that's where you're going to see pushback, because they want a massive open world like the first game. And maybe down the road they go back to that, but they wanted to try something different here, and I'm definitely going to welcome that. Subtle things, the effects with this, you're seeing an update to this. You'll see the same thing when Alan gets in our head here in a second. Then I don't know if the crumbling of the cube was in the last update or not, but let's get this started. We'll look at Robin's suit also. Update to the PDA. That was in the last update.
Brace? What's happening?
Transferring. Transfer complete. How do you feel?
Why do you sound like you're inside my head?
The facility identified hospitable capacity within your cerebral cortex.
You are in my head? I offered you my PDA! Get out!
Oh no. Does your kind perceive a boundary between cybernetic and organic components?
My mind is not a component!
You sound angry. We will allow you a moment to process.
Don't you go silent on me.
Here's a crumble.
Hello? This isn't happening. This is not happening. That's the explanation. It's not happening.
And if you can notice, I mean, the animations have been cleaned up dramatically from the last update. That's been in the last handful of weeks. We've been seeing some of that. The timing on all this, I mean, originally when it was thrown in, wasn't timed right. So they had a bunch of stuff they had to clean up. So it's very polished right now for this staple build. So let's head out. I just now noticed that the bridge lights light up when she passes by them now that Alan's in her head. Just like the pillars do. There it is. You see that? There it is. Goes dark. I don't think I had noticed that before. And it's probably been in game for a while. No, this won't be the last story update because you still have 1.1, and that will be the full release from what I've seen from Danya, and that would have the end game in it.
Warning. Passing 200 meters. Oxygen efficiency greatly decreased.
And so we'll see the same effect right there with that pillar, yep. You'll find more oxygen plants and areas as well. We have the creature eggs in-game. I don't know if that was mentioned. It should be in-game. I can't look at the comments off my phone and simultaneously try to check for the list of all the updates on the website here. But let's... Matter of fact, let's go Story Mark 1. Let's go do that.
Mineral-rich crevices detected below. Geothermal activity detected.
And then obviously the PDA voice, they've cleaned that up a little bit.
Signature detected. Unique identifier. Delta Station dock.
And so I know a lot of people don't like it. It's actually grown on me.
Delta Station. This is the place Lil mentioned in her message.
And somebody said that the changelog actually confirms for this update the creature eggs. So that's awesome. No official release date for consoles yet. Remember, they're trying to simultaneously release this on PC and consoles. So in terms of when we might see this, I was really hoping for December. It is looking more like the first quarter of next year. Oh, we need to get this timed right. Hold on. Let's run and do this because it's perfect lighting for this.
Stop right there, Altera. You're out of bounds.
I'm not with Altera.
Then your position is doubly precarious.
What do you mean?
If you're telling the truth, you're out of your mind. If you're lying, there'll be hell to pay.
Wait! Who are you?
Stay off my land.
There you go. Sorry. But yeah, so the PDA voice is different. It's definitely grown on me. But because you work for XenoWorks, it's a different PDA.
Exosuit has been traced as far as my technology will allow. Signal location uploaded to PDA.
Thus, the difference
In
in
future, I hope you
what it
will
sounds
avoid
like.
contact with the woman in the exosuit.
Alan's icon right
I
there.
am among the last of a dying civilization. If you were to compromise your well-being, the species could go extinct.
What makes you think she's hostile anyway?
So that's updated well.
A little
Look at
grumpy
it's
maybe,
it's
but
actually his
who
face in
wouldn't
it.
be stranded out here alone.
She did not respond to my distress call. And she is well armed.
Maybe she's afraid of us.
I have no desire to find out.
I think we had the signs in the last update, but they're probably more polished. Let's go in here though. Let's go back to day. So another thing that you're going to find, updates to maps, but also updates to posters. You can take these now. Oop. And we'll look at more of these. They also have the beds in game now, so you can make these. The icon for the posters has been updated as well.
All right, I have a scanner.
Scan the bed, then you'll be able to make it with that particular blanket on it. So we have the blinds. I know that's been in game, but I don't know if they're going to actually allow you to build blinds. That might not make it to one of the base building items. Yeah. Let's go up to... Got the PDA box. You can also scan
Fishy
the
setup. Must belong to one of
executive
those
desk.
higher uppers.
With that, you can actually build the
Maybe
executive
I can
desk.
find clues about Sam here.
Well, let's
New
go Bob the
blueprint
Builder.
synthesized. Adding emergency shelter blueprints to your databank.
Now I just need to build the test override module, and I can disable that satellite tower.
Alright, so here we're looking at the bed icons with the
With the
associated
builder tool,
name.
You can construct sea bases from raw materials, advising against exploring a frozen water.
We'll look at
continent
Parvan's
without a
because his
base.
is still the
No
coolest.
bed, no storage, no place to put a fabricator module, no fun.
The transfuser, I don't think so. I don't know. I don't think it's still in game. I think you could potentially spawn it, but I think they're starting to clean up some of the code. But yeah, the executive desk icon there. And then yes, the executive toy icon right here. They've actually just recently added that, but we'll look at Parvin's bed here in a minute. So any of these posters you want to take, right? Let's look at the suit though. So Robin's new suit. The character model has been updated. You can see her shadow, but I don't know if you can actually spawn that in game. If you can, I don't know how to do it. We'll look at the other suits also here in a minute. We have that. Looks really, really good. Alright. Matter of fact, let's go free cam. Let's take the weather off. Let's build something over here.
There is a large anomalous mass of rock that has broken away and risen above the surrounding terrain.
Updates to the legs for base building. Let's see. It really shows you how high you can go. Oh, dang it. Yes, we'll look at some of the accessibility stuff here in a second also. Which is where you can open up your PDA and it'll pause. Okay, hold on. Invisible, leave me alone. But yeah, you can see the height of this. So I can't build beyond that height, right? They did tweak it so things can't be stackable, right? To a certain degree, it seems like. That looks more stackable. But I know some of the moon pools you can't stack and things like that. But let's get this fixed up. I'm going to look at the aquarium also. Because I'm going to say that's probably in this build. If not, we're getting a look at something that's not quite in game yet. Alright. Let's look at Parvin's bed. There we go. I have that shirt, by the way. So I actually bought that shirt. So we have that. I won't look at the other ones right now. Let us get the large aquarium.
Or your own personal sushi factory. You decide.
And actually, hold on. Let's tweak this for the glass top. And so you guys can see if you put a glass top on, it actually has a rounded dome now. It used to just be flat. We also have the ability to add plants to this as well. So it's not super plain. It was just nothing was on the bottom. So we actually have that now. Yeah, if you guys go to, what's the name of the website? I think it's For Fans by Fans. They have shirts on there. A lot of them end up are actually posters in this game. Whoa. I think that's the first time actually I've seen the glow whale eat the school of fish. Before, just like I would just see it, like open its mouth and close its mouth. That actually I saw that go in. If everybody else did. We're gonna have, I think the other school of fish were in game with the last update. I don't want to say that as 100%, but you don't just have the boomerang fish. You have, is it the red and purple? Is it the disc fish? Maybe off on that. Yeah. What was it? There you go. Yellow trivalve. There you go. Somebody's asking about it. I mean, textures have been increased. thus the polished stuff. It's going to be hard to cover everything in this video, but we're going to go down to some of the caches here in a minute. Let's talk about accessibility stuff though. Going into options, accessibility, obviously UI scale, that's been in game. Pause PDA, right? Lightning flashes, enable or disable, highlight interactable. What color is that going to be? I believe that was with the last update. Boom, pauses the game. So you have a minute to actually mess with this. Reminds me of what you find with other games like Terraria, right? Yeah, Trivalve is like the new cuttlefish. You have a blue and a yellow. Yellow you will find in the deep lily pad biome, and then in the Arctic Spire biome you will find the blue. Yeah, I'm definitely a Terraria fan. Sad that the 1.4.1 is going to be the last one. Alright, let me take this off. I'm going to zoom around for a little bit. Alright, so more cabling. So the cabling being an indicator of where you should potentially go look. So we're seeing cable right here. You'll find more over here. You actually see some hanging out at this one. There's another one where it's hanging out as well. There it is. More cabling. Should be some over here. There we go. Alright, it goes right there. Alright, let's bring the water volume back on. And actually, while we're here, so beacons leading into certain areas, you're going to find a lot of upgrades to rocks, roots, things like that on the walls in here, but you're also going to find a lot more mineral deposits as well. But if we come to the front, this has been updated. I covered that in a video. So with the Omega Lab here, it's not just the pad. You actually have outdoor grow beds. Let's ghost in.
Warning, passing 200 meters.
And that's where you're going to see the highlight interactable, by the way. So anything that is interactable, as you get closer to it, you'll see as we move further away, it's going to slowly disappear with that. Let's grab that. Let's go. I'm forgetting, would it be headlamp for the console command for that? I already have a flashlight. Why are you skipping over it? There you go. New posters. Glad they kept those, by the way. New animations when picking up certain picture frames. Like that right there. I like this poster. Postcard. Let's see if we pull this up, if it'll play. No. Okay. Oops. Let's see. Okay. Logs. So with the voice work, they've added logs here, so we'll play this one.
Tower maintenance log.
New icons as well.
Okay, this time the birds have really done it.
You'll see their picture.
I don't know what they've been eating, but it's corrosive when it comes out the other end. I'm gonna need to rewire. I'm short an element to fabricate the right cable. I remember seeing some when I did that dive to the old ship. I'm gonna go out there and see if I can get some more. That should fix it. Maintenance status, in progress.
Can I ever make a video just swimming around, like with the music in the background? Yeah, I've also, I got a lot on my list that I want to make. Another one is going back through some of the early EAs and doing comparisons for the biomes. But yeah, just moving around certain biomes, because this one, the density of these, because the map's not as big, it seems like they've crammed in a lot of stuff in these biomes, which is interesting when you look at all the polish that they're doing. That's where I see this being a better game. Everything's not kind of sprawled out. It makes it seem more real, in my opinion. But yeah, I could definitely do something like that. Altera personnel, you'll actually find just a quick thing on them, and then you'll actually see their picture here. Updated art. So looking at Sam, I still think his proportions look weird, doesn't it? Seems like his torso's too long. It's probably just the shirt, but throw me off. That guy kind of looks creepy. Parvan too looks creepy. All right, so we have that. Let's head out. But this is a good area to see. I mean, just the amount of polish that they've done in here with the lighting, more rocks, textures, texture quality, more roots. This used to just be a tunnel going straight up. It's not just a straight tunnel going straight up anymore. All the small little areas you can go into. And then the little hidden pockets and things like that. So, like this right here. So yeah, it's come a long way. Let's go back in a free cam, make this a little bit quicker. The roots growing across here also, where it used to just be, you'd go straight down this tunnel, you just see that, right? Alright, so we have that. East Arctic was already done. Don't think the West Arctic was done though, so let's go check out the West Arctic. No, nothing is new in-game. This is the 1.0 release, which doesn't mean it's the full release. 1.1, from what Danya said, is the full release, which would be the next release. I think they have something planned after that as well, for 1.3. But with the 1.1, the full, or sorry, I guess it'd be 1.2, and then potentially up to 1.3. That is where you're going to see the end game. They've been working on it. It just hasn't been essentially unlocked in game. So this is the West Arctic. So you have Delta Island there. Then this is going to be beyond that, the Glacial Basin. Let's see. I think that's even been updated since last time I was over here checking. Maybe not. But you're going to find a bunch of penguins over here, and then jellyfish underneath. What's the name of the guy that'll follow you around? It's basically like a seal. So, little cave areas. Some of the stuff I'm wondering what the incentive is to come in here. Although, the cool part here is you're going to need like a snow fox. Let's try this actually real quick. Alright. This is where the jump module will come in handy, but I'm not going to mess with that. Boom. Like I said, not 100% sure why I would come in here other than just coming in here to come in here. So, curious to see if maybe that's something that gets addressed later or if it really is just in the name of exploring. Go back in the free cam. These two over here have areas you can go inside. We'll look at that here in a second. These being kind of like areas where you can build a base, basically. And what's interesting is you see a blending of the plants. Let's go stand right here. Whoop. Put a card. I don't know why I couldn't remember that. So if you have maybe I messed this up last time too. What? I'll try that. It's the one I could remember. Jesus. Alright. Can I feed it to you? No. No, there's a mod though. Yeah, Vetricator, I think, did the mod for VR for Below Zero on his channel. There we go. Jeez. So what'll happen is that they'll eat this right out of your hand. They did. Now he's like ignoring me. Unless they updated that and it's not supposed to do it anymore now. Oh. You have to give it to him. There they go. Anyways, what happens is they're going to start following me. Take it. Eat your food. Let's see if I can get him to follow me. Take it. Yeah, they're not doing it like they were for one of my other videos. Huh. They probably didn't want that because I had like, I don't know, it was like 10 to 20 of them following me. Oh, thank you. Well, that guy's following me, so we got one. So I got a bunch of those over here. Let's get out of here. But yeah, you'll see a blending of, and there's a lot of them right here. They changed the name of some of these plants, by the way. Violet snow cone. So we have the violet snow cone, pouch bulb. So you have that on these first handful, and then it blends to these over here, just like it kind of blends with the biome. Honeycomb fungus. That name is new as well. So this would be the West Arctic. Now let's go. Trying to think what else they put in game. And actually it was one of the reasons why we were all over by the lily pad biome and I totally just like left. This will be story spoiler. We're going to go to the deep lily pad cache here. The jungle cache, I believe is what it's called. Update to this biome as well. So this tunnel used to be just pretty basic, but now it's kind of tiered out. We also have the markers from the precursor, or the architect. kind of little pillars here. But just looking at this, the way it moves down, you will also find an update to the spike trap. There we go. So it's just an update to the coloring here. See if it grabs it. Oh. No.
Warning, passing 200 meters. Oxygen efficiency
Get a little closer.
decreased.
But yeah, so this character model has just been updated to fit the biome better. Whoa. That shot me way off. There we go. So we still have the Squid Shark down here. Don't know if we're going to get a different color variant to this. Maybe not. But this whole area has been adjusted. Come down here though, this is where you'll find the jungle cache. Alright. Here it is. So we have the statue there. Unique plants. I like these little pools of water here and the steam coming off of them. Let's ghost in. Ancient ornamental plant. Oh, I'm swimming. I shouldn't be swimming in here, but I didn't walk into this, so that's why. And I believe these are plants from the first game, if I remember correctly. And then this is where you will find one of Alan's body parts here. Ooh, I think it's not going to queue it in just because I was swimming in here. Let's try that again. See if it'll do it if I walk out and back in. There we go. Ooh, no. It's not letting me scan it. So this is where you find the skeletal structure. And that's pretty much it, but Liam Tart is one of the artists that did a phenomenal job on this. And somebody mentioned something that I want to go check out after this now. Let's see. I can zoom out on this too, give you guys a little bit better view. Let's see. Okay. So this tunnel here comes back, which this used to actually be, this had multiple paths to come down. This was one of them. It's no longer the case. What you will find over here, come down here, right there. This is where the trivalve eggs are at. And you get through, what is it, 2? Yeah, 2 per. All right. Let's see here. Goes down to this. So the next thing I want to showcase, the Void Glycerate. Oh, it's going to do that.
Significant geothermal activity detected below. Beware of high pressure and temperatures.
Let's see. Try that. Hopefully that reset that. There we go. Okay, Void Glycerate. So this is going to be bigger than the regular Glycerate. Looks like they're still having problems with that effect right there.
Warning.
All right.
Crossing 100 meters. Oxygen efficiency decreased.
Here we go. Right there. Ooh. So they actually let everybody vote on this, and this seemed... I guess they didn't let everybody vote on it. They were just listening to the feedback. And this is the one that seemed to be the most popular. I like how it goes from green to the yellow with the eyes. And 3 should pop up, but that is it right there. Ooh. And so another update to the animation is the mandibles alternate here. So instead of just opening and closing. But I think it fits because you can see remnants of its old coloring, but it's slowly losing that, right? Because it doesn't need it if it's in the dark all the time. Where's our third? Man, it should just be these in the void. I don't think the Shadow Leviathan pops up. I know some people were mentioning that. I've done it where I pop them up just for scale. So, because they are pretty big. That's a new sound out of the Shadow Leviathan. But yeah, you can see size comparison there. They're quite large. Let's get out of here. So, yeah, just to give you scale right there. Let's go. Sea truck for scale.
Maximum depth reached. Hull damage imminent.
Gonna explode. Oh, dude, twisted his body in half. Alright, so we have that. I did say that I was going to make these suits, though. I'm gonna do that next.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
Oop. Oh, hold on. Let's answer this phone call.
We understand this arrangement is undesirable to you.
You're not real. Go away.
To go, we require a suitable body for transfer.
Why do you keep saying we? How many of you are there?
One of us and all of us. We do not think of ourselves as individual, distinct. If it will make you comfortable, I can use the singular.
Oh yes, that's what's bothering me. Thank you. Why don't you start by telling me who you are?
You may append your seed code to my species designation. Please call me Alan.
Alan? My whole life I've been dying to meet a sapient spacefaring alien up close, and you're telling me your name is Alan?
Is it insufficient?
No, it's fine. It's perfect. Where are you from, Alan?
Your kind calls us architects.
The precursor race? But what are you doing here?
That is a long story.
So we got the still suit.
Perhaps you will prefer to focus on the construction of a new storage medium to which I may transfer.
Yes. Fine, absolutely. How do we get you out of my head?
I have added the information to your databank. You will need to find the necessary components.
Any idea where I can find them?
It is unclear. I have been disconnected from my network for so long I cannot locate the coordinates.
And then we had the reinforced suit there. So those are the new suits.
And ready to convert bodily moisture into flavorless, potable water.
Alright, let's check out a couple more things. And then we will call it on this one. Updates to the Big Tree Spire biome. Also look towards Mark's base. So just in general, an expansion of this. And you have this new area over here, which is blending from the mining site to this, and then that's going into the void. So this has all been updated. You can see that gradual changing too, from just the thermal spires to the variation that's in the big tree spire biome, and then to the tree spires. So we have that. More cool music from Ben. What do we got here? That's lily pads, right? Is that lily pads? Yeah. Oop, didn't mean to do that. Alright, so then let's go find my way down. Alright, so the trail going to, or the tunnel going to Mark's base, you're going to find more oxygen plants through here now to help you along the way. A lot of this has been tweaked. I mean, just right here has been tweaked. You end up going to other tunnels. But we're going to go this way to her base. More grass, plants, beacons, like this beacon right here, that kind of help illuminate that trail to her base. Oh, come on, load in. There you go. Got the beacons, and there it is. New oxygen plant over by her base as well. Not gonna actually go into her base and mess with that today. This little area has been here, but you'll find PDAs, things like that. This over here, just going back to polish and adding in more plants and just the density of everything. I think the thermal area, let's see, go down here. I think this was in game with the last update, but just in case. Get the scan. What's in the data drop? Can't remember. I already have everything. It's not going to tell me. So we have that. Oop. Alright, let's go back though. So the connecting tunnel right here goes down into the purple caves. I don't know if this is going to be in this build, but they have finally updated this. So you got more grass and all that, but right beneath this, it was just blank, and we finally see it's actually this blending of the crystals. Crystals have been overhauled too, so they have more of a shine to them. You'll also notice on the ground a lighting effect around them, and then the ground itself, like there's crystals basically underneath the ground. So we have that. Let's start heading through here. And so they've really packed this out, and it's more of like a gradual deal where you're seeing more and more crystals. The landscape seems to be, and it's one of those deals that come down here a bunch, and then it's like, it's at a certain point it becomes harder and harder to notice what's been tweaked, because sometimes it's very minor, but it does seem like we're seeing more rocks and things like that have filled this out, so it has more nooks and crannies to it, so when you're going through it, it's not just a straight linear path. Come to this first area. The Shadow Leviathan has a different patrol than it had before, so it kind of just stuck here. Now it actually, you see it up there, it actually goes through there, up, over, around, and down. So it does afford you that opportunity to sneak past it. Or before, that was one of my questions, like how am I going to get past that thing? Now if I take the water volume off, I really like that look, just where it's like complete darkness. But you do get to see the light illuminating from the crystals. Alright, let's bring that back on. There it is. I mean, you have other areas in here too. Like right here. Very dense with the crystals, right? I wouldn't be surprised if they added more at some point also. This being one path. You go down into these lower chambers here. You'll find new plants. Oh, it's not going to give it to me. I forgot what this plant is. It might be one of those things. I don't know if I'm going to find it. Don't think that's going to be it. Or right. Not that. These have been updated as well. Might as well cover that. So you're actually seeing the data on these with updated pictures for those that didn't have it. They've been updating this. Not sure who does the art. They do a really good job with that. Jade membrane. Where is it? There it is. Polycage. So one of the new plants, they actually have a handful of new ones. Spiral plant, I think, is one of them. Can't remember the rest offhand. So we have that. This is where you're going to find your larger chunks of kyanite, and we got nickel, silver. Yeah. Let's zoom up to the top here. I mentioned more crystals in general. Also, certain ones, if you go up close, you can see, you can actually see through them. Right there. Let's see. We got our other shadow Leviathan over here. Has a different patrol route as well. Let's go down into the Crystal Castle. Beacons have been added right there. They actually took away the chandelier here, so there is no Crystal Castle cache here. Well, I guess it's just the chandelier's gone. The cache is still here, because this is where you're going to find another one of Alan's body parts. They did say they were going to update this. I know part of it was you're looking at the ground and the update to that. More crystals in here. This is where you also notice, once again, better textures. And they glow really well in here. And then we have this. Don't know if they're going to update this beyond what they've done, but it has been updated. Updates to the ground as well. The rocks right here. Alright, I'm going to zoom out of here. Okay. There's actually more beyond what I'm going to cover. I'm going to finish with one more thing. Let's see here. Alright, research base 0. Picture of potato. I think that's been in game. This is actually from one of the devs' kids. These drawings right here. It's pretty cool. Like the zombie with ghosts. Go back through here into the quarters.
Was this Sam's? I hope that cat misses me too.
I don't know if they'd make a movie. I mean, the trailers have been phenomenal, so whoever does the trailers, I don't know if that's in-house, they do really well with that, but yeah, it'd be really cool if they did something, like a mini movie or something like that with this. So, posters in there that you can grab and take. Heading up, though, so we have the Warp Gate base here. So, update to the textures in here. Ice hanging off this, right? This being the end game. We have the new ice here that's covering this. The terminal will glow. You can't get anything out of it other than something that says that it's been cut. Back room here. So textures in this, like I said, have been updated. But right now you can't access anything. So if I go through everything, nothing happens. So they're keeping that hidden right now until they unlock that for the full release. So they don't want any leaks like what happened with the first game. And I would be remiss if I didn't come over here. Let's see if I can.
Architect data patterns are so strong here. There is almost certainly vital information pertaining to my body construction nearby.
So if you can hear it, right there. The new sound effects for the, and they're running away right now. But the ice worm eating the snow stalkers, they've updated the animation. They've also updated the sound here, so you will actually hear them getting chomped on there. Let's see if we can. Whoa, I am way off on that. Let's see if it does it. There we go. Oop. And crunch. And you hear the swallowing. Alright, so we have that. You're going to find a lot of different ore veins all around, not only the Arctic Spire, but in the Glacial Basin as well. Not a huge update down to the cache in there. I did mention the blue trivalves. Should be a little pocket right here. They are right in here. Boom. There you go. Zoom out so you guys can see where that's at. Right there. Let's cut over to... And actually it should be in game. I don't think they talked about it in the post or not. So maybe it is, maybe it isn't. But they updated the glacial connection. We'll go up and look at the glacial, or the glacial forest, and then we'll head out. We have our jellyfish eggs in here. So all of this has been updated. Before it was just a blank tunnel. It all heads in the same direction, but you can kind of like loop around areas. And I didn't realize they had this many eggs here either. There are a lot of jellyfish eggs. But you'll find ice bubbles in here, so if you're wondering like how do you make it through there if you can't bring the sea truck through there. Which I think it actually fits. I haven't checked in a while. But yeah, you can actually, with the laser cutter, cut those open. Little pockets to explore. A lot of times it's just ore veins in here. Like that. So I mean, with a lot of these, you're not gonna be hurting for certain minerals. If we go up here, though, you will find a small little architect cache right there. And it's just one ion cube. That's it. It's all right here. But cool little hidden pocket back here. Then we continue our way up. Then we'll make it to the Glacial Basin. And there you can see one going right now. These little shelves look updated since I played last, actually. They've probably been in for a minute, just I haven't noticed them. Alright, let's head over to right here, Glacial Forest. And then, of course, that being where you would go in and find the frozen Leviathan, more story implications, stuff right there that they've actually added, picking up Sam's necklace, things like that that I'm not going to cover in this video. There's actually a ton of stuff that I didn't cover in this video because they have so much with this update, but I also don't want to spoil every single thing with this. So, gonna check on these. I haven't checked the comments here in a second. Yeah, no Cyclops. Map's too small. No need for it. So the sea truck with all the modules is like a small version of it, right? It's almost like this weird blending of like a sea moth and a Cyclops. Oh, actually, tell you what, we'll watch the new. I guess it's the sound, the voice work for the freezing here. The dying has a new. I don't think it's an animation. I think it's just voice work. I'm thinking, yeah, it'll probably. I mean, these usually go in 2 to 3 month chunks between EA releases. The next release being the full release, and like I said, I think they have 1 or 2 things planned after that. So probably looking at beginning of next year or first quarter of next year. Whiteout. There it is. New music for it. That's what it was. That's if you freeze to death and then. Oh.
You do not trust Alterra.
No, neither do you.
But your sister was Alterran.
My sister was my sister. She worked for Alterra.
My people do not perceive a difference. We are what we work for.
Well, Sam wasn't. I should have guessed Alterra would find a way to clip Sam's wings, like I knew they'd do to mine.
Oxygen.
I tried to warn her, and she was stubborn, just like me. Ever since I was a kid, I always wanted to be so different from her. Scrappier, faster.
So this is drowning. Actually, there's I believe it says
I have
when you
determined the location of some important technology. I
right here. I guess they didn't have any.
Will this help us build
Oh
your
no,
body?
probably because I have Bob the Builder on.
What we will find.
I think it leaves a beacon for you, where your stuff, like when you die, you'll actually drop stuff, and it'll leave a beacon for that, so you know where to find your stuff. We have the new. They have weird names, X3J. So this is where Alan remembers certain, essentially architect caches that you can go find. With this, the scans unlock things like the recyclotron and things like that for you as well. So those are going to be important to actually find. In terms of, and I've talked to Danya and Obraxis about this. After this game, they're actually already working on like a top. What do they say? Like a tabletop, like a top-down. Has anybody played XCOM? It'll be like a top-down game, so it'll be different than this. They're moving on to a different IP. They said that there's more life in this. They're just not coming back to it immediately. So any chance of a third game is going to be years down the road from now. Yeah, you always drop stuff when you die. This one leaves a beacon so you can find it easier. Just want to scroll through these real quick. I think that's going to be it for this one, though. Yeah, and definitely if they made a series, even if it was just for YouTube or something like that, that'd be really, really cool to watch. Especially, like I said, with the quality of their trailers. But that's actually going to be it for this one, everybody. I didn't cover everything that they had in this update. Like I said, they actually packed a lot in this one. So I'm going to cover that with some other videos. I mean, I've been covering a lot of this over the last handful of weeks and the last couple months also. So some of the stuff you can see in greater detail with those videos if you just scroll back through my channel. But that's going to be it for this one, everybody. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys like the video, hit the like button for me. If you want to continue to follow along with all my content, hit the subscribe button for me. Also, make sure that you hit me up on Discord. I'm gonna go back and put a link for that in the description, but it's also on any of my other videos. So if you guys join up with that, that's where I do any of the giveaways now. So that's exclusively where I do those. Certain things like earpods and stuff like that, I'm doing there. And then in the future, trying to get some products from the For Fans by Fans site, like Subnautica Below Zero products that I could potentially send out to some people. Fingers crossed on that one. Still hoping once they do the announcement of when the game is going to be released, I can get a dev on here and do Q&A with them with some of that. But if I do have that and that ends up being something possible, I will reach out to everybody to get some cool questions from you guys to actually do with that as well. But like I said, that's going to be it, everybody. Thank you guys so much for watching. Check back soon for more videos.